What if I told you that there was a group of muscles in your body upon which all of your sexual health and functioning hangs? And if you've ever experienced erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, or delayed ejaculation, I can just about promise you that you are holding tension in these muscles, and it is only going to get worse unless you do the things that I'm going to outline here in this video to make it better. You may have guessed it, I am talking about your pelvic floor. And no matter how healthy you are or how much you lift, bro, if you are not taking excellent care of this group of muscles, not just your sexual functioning is going to suffer, but your entire body and your health is going to suffer. Hello, I'm Caitlin V, and I consider myself, in addition to being a former sexual health researcher and a sex and relationship coach, a huge enthusiast of the pelvic floor, and particularly the male pelvic floor. And that's because a whole lot of research gets done on female pelvic floor because babies and stuff like that. But we don't really talk about men's pelvic floor, which is a damn shame, because this area of your body, when it becomes unhealthy and full of tension, causes a whole bunch of problems. And you may find yourself at the doctor's office asking for a prescription for a little blue pill, or you might find yourself in my office talking about how you're having trouble controlling your ejaculation. And actually, if you had just started in this group of muscles, you may never have needed that professional help at all. In this video today, we're going to discover what the pelvic floor is, but more importantly, we're going to talk about how to know if yours is unhealthy, and I'm going to give you my 4-step, super simple daily exercise routine that's going to help you not just strengthen your pelvic floor, but also learn how to expand and relax it so that you can decrease tension, improve erections, and last longer in bed. If that is not a exercise routine that you're going to make some time for, I literally don't know what is, because this actually can help you prevent erectile dysfunction and reverse it. So stay tuned. First of all, what the f are we talking about? What is the pelvic floor? The pelvic floor is a network of muscles that is shaped like a hammock, and it extends across the pelvis, backwards and forwards in your body, supporting all of your internal organs. It holds together your bladder, your bowels, and all of the muscles that make up the anchors and the support of your manhood. And not just that, but it is also one of the 3 major pumps of lymphatic fluid in the body, which means that it is a crucial supporter of the body's ability to detoxify every single cell, which is essentially what the lymphatic system does. And unfortunately, most of the men who come to me as a sex and relationship coach have experienced an immense amount of tension and tightness in their pelvic floor. Often when someone comes to work with me on their premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, their erectile dysfunction, when we turn our attention onto the pelvic floor, what I find there is years and years, sometimes even decades, of tightness and tension, which, look, it makes sense. Think about it. Men are intuitively taught to protect their balls and to squeeze up and in as a form of protection from the male genitalia, which is, for better or worse, located outside of the body where it can be exposed to the trauma of injury. And because we all went through middle school, we have the experience of getting kicked in the genitals and how much that hurts. But part of men's experience ongoing throughout their lives and into their adulthood is pulling up those muscles inside of themselves in order to protect themselves. And by the way, this starts way before middle school. Most baby boys are raised by female people, women who do not have experience of what it's like to have testicles. And if you've ever seen a mom throw a young boy, male child with testicles onto her hip without consideration of the trauma that might be being caused to his testicles, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not here to shame moms. We do this because we're not taught anything else. I mean, we really disrespect the male body starting at birth when we cut off and mutilate part of poor little baby boys' genitals by circumcising them. And I'm not here to engage in is circumcision right or wrong, or are there religious reasons or health reasons. My incredibly strong and heartfelt feeling is that we should not be cutting genitals on anyone ever unless there's an actual reason to do it. So think about it. If you're a man, one of the very first acts that happened to you, especially if you were born in the United States, is that your genitals got mutilated. That was like it was like, welcome to the world. You had the first trauma of like being born, a cold hospital room, breathing air for the first time, and then all of a sudden, thwack, permanent injury to your genitals. Kind of messed up. And then over and over again, getting thrown onto your mom's hip. I mean, we really set y'all up for a tough existence. It is any wonder that you don't have a lot of tension going on in the pelvic floors. But not just that. The pelvic floor and this group of muscles also includes the anus. And what tends to happen is that over a lifetime of whether it's fear or concern, or we just end up clenching our butt cheeks together, we literally create even more tension in our pelvic floor by protecting our anuses too. I can look at someone's ass, even if they are wearing pants, and tell you a whole lot about their personality. People with open personalities who are open to new things, new ideas, new adventures tend to have way more relaxed glutes. People who are very closed off and tight and are fearful and live with a lot of protection tend to have really tight glutes, literally tight-assed people. And if you self-identify as a tight ass, don't worry, there are things that you can definitely do about it. And if you're running over to a mirror right now, check it out. The telltale sign of a tight ass is a sort of V in the butt. Instead of like a nice round booty, it comes to a point. It looks like it's protecting the anus. So if you have lived for decades squeezing your body, pulling it up and in, and pinching your butt together over your anus, it becomes habitual. And these things get written into the muscles of the body. And guess what? Our personality comes not just from our brain, but also our body. And our body makes up our thoughts, emotions, and feelings as much as our brains do. Where does this leave us? Well, my friends, I think it is time for us to develop safety in ourselves and be able to relax our pelvic floor muscles. And this is because it actually helps us to have a better relationship with our pelvis, which is our body's center of gravity. I've already explained how important the particular muscles of the pelvis is. And if you think about it, if you are going to make love to a woman, but your pelvis is locked up and rigid and squeezed up and in, how great of a lover are you going to be able to be? And it's not just you being a lover, you're also going to be locked up and rigid with your friends and your family and your coworkers. Like, no one wants to be a locked up and rigid person. Okay, so now that I've scared the bejesus out of you, let's talk about a 4-step daily exercise to strengthen and reduce tension in the pelvic floor so that you can improve your sexual functioning, be a happier and less rigid human being, and a better lover, as well as having better boners and lasting longer in bed. Win, 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 win. Step number 1 of 4, lie on your back, be still, take a deep breath. You can pause this video. I'll be here when you get back. Step number 2, while breathing in all the way down into your belly, nice deep breath, locate your pelvic floor. You can do this by squeezing your PC muscles, which is the sensation of the muscle that would stop the flow of urine if you were going to the bathroom. So you're lying down and you're giving those muscles a little gentle squeeze to locate them and isolate them. Step number 3, breathe in and squeeze your pelvic floor at the same time. When you exhale, release and relax your pelvic floor. This is very deceptive, but I want you to check it out with me for just a second here. Most of us have an easy time squeezing as we exhale, but when you inhale, I want you to do more than just relax. I want you to actually push down and out. The pushing down and out is what undoes the years and years and years, maybe even decades of up and in. So this is really, really important. And then finally, step number 4, repeat this for varying amounts of time and varying amounts of strength in your contraction. Choose your number of reps and sets, change up the intensity of your squeezing and releasing. Essentially consider this like an exercise routine. And by the way, don't try to do it all in a day. If you have ever decided that you're gonna get abs and so you did like 200 sit-ups and then the next day you couldn't even walk straight, this is a journey. Just like any other muscle, the pelvic floor actually takes time. It takes time to strengthen. It takes time to flex and gain flexibility. It takes time to decrease the rigidity and let it get to a place where it can flow. And you can can do these exercises up to 3 times a day, but be sure to gradually increase the intensity. Do not do it all at once. It is not worth injuring these muscles or exhausting them. As we've stated, they're already doing enough for you. And finally, return to this exercise as often as every single day. Now, here's a pro tip. Once you have got this lying on your back, try it on all fours. When you try it on all fours, your belly and all of your internal organs actually hang down towards the floor, and so they are not resting on your pelvic floor at all. Once you've mastered that, try it while sitting. Then you can try it on your back with your knees bent, and eventually you can try it standing. Once you get good enough at this, you can do it while you're in the car, when you're waiting in line at the bank. No one will ever know that you are doing these exercises. You could even be doing them while you're filming a YouTube video. So let me know in the comments if you are doing these right now, and make sure that you watch all of my other videos on how to do Kegels, how to do pelvic floor exercises, the perfect pelvic floor routine for men with premature ejaculation. And if you do everything that I've described here and in those other free YouTube videos, and you find out that you are still dealing with some of the challenges I discussed earlier, erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, then be sure to check out my course, Come When You Want. It is my masterclass on lasting longer in bed, and it includes tons and tons of content on how to do the perfect Kegel, how to do the famous dick press, the reverse Kegel, and how to utilize all of them together, both in an exercise routine when you're solo and when you are with your partner in bed. Plus, it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, so if you try it out and you find that it doesn't work for you, which is unlikely, but I want you to try it. Even if you find out it does work for you, it's a no questions asked money-back guarantee. So whether you like it or not, you can just write me back and say that you want a refund, and we give it to you. So please, 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 I share that because I truly care about your pelvic floor. It will make such an important difference in your life, in your sex life. I want the whole world to be walking around with relaxed pelvic floors. If I see you in line at the grocery store, I want you to have a nice and relaxed pelvic floor. It's gonna make our experience interacting with each other better. And if you think about multiplying that 1,000 times, like the ripples of a pebble that's hit a pond, you become a happier, more productive, more successful person, and then you bring that with you. So thank you so much for tuning in today and allowing me to share something that I'm really passionate about with you. I believe in your ability to reduce tension in your pelvic floor, to reclaim a very, very happy pelvis, and be an amazing lover who can provide orgasm after orgasm after orgasm after orgasm because of the awesome state that his pelvic floor exists in. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Caitlin B. Make sure that you're subscribed, and I'll see you here soon.